Peapod, let's talk about the phone call that we got while we were driving down to take delivery of our new RV.
Okay, we left on Thursday morning, like we told you before, and we got about halfway there. We were well at halfway, and about 11:30, 12 o'clock, we got a phone call, and Deb answered the phone, and what did they tell you, Deb?
Well, basically, they asked me if we had an appointment. I confirmed that we did at 11:30 on Friday, and they then shared with us that they weren't sure that our unit was on site at the dealership.
Yeah, and so regarding the phone call, when I talked to the young lady from the dealership, she was supposed to call us back, like confirm when the unit was going to actually be there and then call us back. And I did clarify to her that we were driving from Virginia at that point and that we were camping on site there in the sites that General RV has available at Ocala. And then she never did call us back that entire day. So we basically arrived there on site not knowing if our unit was there. And Pete Paul had shared in our previous video that we did for taking delivery that he met one of the service technicians that evening who did say that it had arrived there on site about 5:30. So we went with the plan of showing up at 11:30 on that Friday to start the entire process. And when we walked in and did that, they basically weren't ready for us to start the entire walkthrough, you know, the entire thing that has to happen. So they told us to go back and wait, and it was probably about almost 2:30 before we actually heard anything from anyone else about being able to start taking the delivery.
So when we get over to the sales area and we're getting ready to do our walkthrough for the to see our motorhome for the first time, because we bought this motorhome online and had never seen it and never been in it. We were assigned with a fellow that worked in the service department, and remember, this was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so most of their normal people that guide and are the advocates for showing the motorhomes are already assigned to somebody or gone home on Friday afternoon. So we walked through with this individual, and he tried hard, but the problem that we found is that he had never shown this type of motorhome before. So there was a lot of things about it that he knew the purpose but didn't really know how it worked on our unit. And an example would be to know how to look at the monitor of the gray water tanks, because we have 2 gray water tanks. He really didn't know what those things meant. And there's some key points that every one of these units have that are fingerprints for that unit, that person that's showing you on something you're buying new, you're relying on them to teach you how to operate your new unit. And we didn't have the capability to do that. And so we came back, and at this point we're supposed to meet with our service rep. And so we walked into the service area, and our guide went to the desk and said, who is this person that's assigned to us? And they said, this person's assigned. Is he available? No, he's not available right now. And once again, now it's about 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon, and we never got to meet with the service person. We were concerned about having the tire monitors or tire extensions on the rear wheels to make sure that we could put the air in our tires ourselves. And so a young man just came to us, hadn't worked with us at all, but he was great, and we talked about him earlier, went and solved that problem for us. And so after that, we went ahead and took delivery for the coach. And we had some things that needed to be done. We had the band put on the front wheels to be able to prevent control blowout.
The tie rods.
And then also the exterior and the interior of the coach had to be cleaned and sealed for the 5-year protection plan. And however, we really thought that the coach we were buying was already in Ocala when we made
So, you might ask then, what did you guys learn from your experience? And these are the lessons that I took away from it. So we were offered by our salesperson to do a tour of the unit that we would be taking delivery on through FaceTime, and we declined that, and we probably should have gone ahead with that, and because he was willing to give us a very thorough look at that coach, and that would have prevented us then from coming down, driving from Virginia to Florida to take delivery sight unseen. The other thing that I will not do again is that I would not have my appointment on a Friday at the end of the month, and also not being later in the day, because that does not give you any cushion time to be able to address concerns that you've got, meet people that you will have to work with within the general RV system to help connect you to other people or other stores if you're not local to where you're doing your delivery from, to help you solve the issues with your RV. Because all of us that have owned RVs know that there are constant maintenance things that you need to do with them. And, our salesperson said, you're going to have lists of issues that you're going to find with your brand new unit. The other thing that we should have done was, prior to leaving to drive down, we should have confirmed with the dealership that our unit was actually on site, so that they were able to do whatever their process is relative to the pre-work that they have to do for inspecting the units, whatever it is that they do. And like Bill said, I think that call that we got that day while we were driving down was a representative of the failure that the inventory management process failed for our delivery on that system. And all of those things combined to be the perfect storm, that here we were coming down on a Friday, our appointment wasn't confirmed, and it just snowballed the entire thing. However, I will say that, once we did get connected to the people who helped us get connected to the people in Ashland, they worked very well with us. They have helped us get towards the completion of what we need to have fixed. We still are having some leaking with the shower door, and we just have the things that they had to order parts for that we have to have our last trip to go over there to have it fixed, which is the grill lock on the front, motor cover, and that pocket door being removed. So if you're going to take delivery of a unit that you're having to travel interstate travel for, those are our best recommendations for how to try to plan that, so that you minimize your surprise factor the day that you're there trying to take delivery.
And one of the things saying from the back of the camera is they really tried to deliver it on the day that they made the appointment. But unfortunately, not having the unit there until the morning to work on, until that morning, they had to rush things through so quickly that, with the door being missing a latch, missing the hardware, gave us the opinion that they really hadn't done much of an inspection on the unit before they tried to deliver it to us.
And if like I said, if we hadn't been on a Friday for our appointment, we could have wiggled with that and stayed a day longer and given them an extra day, but we didn't have that opportunity because our appointment was on a Friday. So, because on Saturdays, they're not working with full staff. It was very clear that they were, they weren't doing the deliveries and things on Saturdays. So, yeah, I will not ever do an appointment on a Friday, just so that we have the wiggle room. Because, they're a high volume place, and
or at the end of the month.
Or at the end of the month.
Remember, this was the last Friday in the month.
Right. So, from our perspective, that's the lessons learned for you guys, to minimize any kind of surprise factor. And, but they have been responsive. They have been following up with us. And so, don't think that you will have nothing that is an issue with an RV when you're buying it, because there are things that you have that have to be fixed all the time in those things. It's just the nature of the beast. And one thing to note about the VIP program, it's important for you to know that when you take delivery of a coach from General RV, if you're purchasing products from their store, you do get some discounts on that. So you will want to, make sure that you get designated as a VIP with the lanyard, because that visual cue helps everybody else in that dealership know that you're taking delivery of a coach. And with what happened with our process and not like actually checking in for our appointment, that process also was not triggered for our visit there. But I do want to clarify that staff there, when we asked about it, when we heard discussions at the checkout at the store, they did help us get the discount that we should have with the products that we bought from their store on site. Another key thing that we learned in our interactions with General RV about our punch list that we had after taking delivery of our new unit is how key the role of a service advisor is. They're your connection to the local General RV dealership that you will be getting your service at, and they actually help communicate with that service advisor for that local store about what your punch list items were, and then they get you connected with them, and they really do then help smooth out and facilitate the conversation into the new store. And I have to say that that went very well for us, and Bill's going to elaborate on how well our service advisor at the Ashland store was prepared to work with us.
So when we got to Ashland, we had given them a good, clear idea of what our punch list was, and we met Courtney, and Courtney knew our name, knew we were coming, and was expecting us to be there. And so we went reviewed the punch list with her, and then we went and toured through our unit with a representative from the service department by the name of Mike.
And we just met with Courtney and Mike. Mike's the service guy. Courtney is our service coordinator that's working with us, and they've gone through and they've blue tagged everything that we have to be worked on, and we're going to be spending the day here waiting on as much as they can get done, and we're likely going to have a second trip that we have to.
And he crawled up on top of our coach because we were concerned about the seal, and he said, looks like it's been sealed and it should be covered under your warranty, not warranty, but you'll have your 5-year warranty. And I said, okay, that's all I wanted to make sure. And then we went through and looked at other things, and one of the things we discovered was that our brand new coach had 26 hours on its generator. We can't explain why. I have called and talked with our finance person in Ocala about that, but we really just still to this day don't know exactly why we have 26 hours. Other than that, they looked at our punch list, the shower leaking, the sliding pocket door was broken when we first entered into our first tour in Ocala, and some other issues that were there. And they blue tagged everything. They said it was going to be a long day because it was going to take them a while, and they were going to try to fix everything that we needed to have fixed, other than the thing they had to order. And they knew they had to order the door, but they wanted to evaluate it beforehand, make sure they couldn't fix it. And so we waited. The thing that was nice about the Ashland store was there was food available for us in refrigerator. There was like wraps, turkey wraps, hand wraps. There was cheese and pepperoni. There were drinks. There was a nice coffee machine. We never saw that other than water when we were in Ocala. So I think that helped us in our waiting period that we're there. And we were able to witness a lot of the service that was provided to the people purchasing the motorhomes there in Ashland. And it's the same system that we were supposed to experience in Ocala, being the VIP lanyard and the tag that identifies the people that are actually purchasing the motorhomes. We saw the representatives that knew about the motorhome come and greet them and heard their conversations. And unfortunately, because of our coach not being there at the day before we were supposed to pick up, And the lateness that it came through, we never got to experience the General RV VIP delivery system. And we spent the night in the campground on Friday night, and actually had to go back on Saturday to be able to talk with them about things that we found.
In Ocala.
In Ocala, yes, not in Ashland. But Ashland's experience was very good. The staff was very helpful. They took the time to take us back to the unit, walk through everything they did. They actually did a roof walkthrough, found several small areas that needed to have some touch up on that, which I was very thankful for, because we were in a huge storm the next day where we were staying. And so the time we spent in Ashland, other than having to order the parts and have to go back again, was very positive. I think the other thing I would share would be all the miles that we've put on our new home have been to either pick up the unit, bring it home, or have it worked on.
So summarizing our lessons learned, we would take advantage of virtual on-site tours of the coach that you're taking delivery of, ensuring that that coach is indeed on-site at the dealership. Avoid scheduling your delivery appointment for a Friday, late in the afternoon, or at the end of the month. Build in some padding for wiggle room on it, being able to address issues that you might find on your date of delivery. Be connected with people like your service advisors that will help you continue your journey on getting the service that you need if you're not dealing with your local general RV store. Doing these things can really enhance your experience of taking delivery and coordinating any service needs that you have following taking delivery. We hope that you have found this to be helpful, and you guys are awesome that you stayed all the way till the end. Thanks so much for being on this journey with us.
Sunny here. Hope that this has been helpful for you as we shared our general RV service experience. Hey, why don't you hit subscribe, like, and notify, and share us with your friends. We hope you'll follow us in our future RV travels. See you soon. Bye-bye.